Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is October 16th, and yes, I took a break from the weather update yesterday because I just didn't need a break. There was nothing really interesting going on. But looking at the weather map here, you could see we had a little weak cold front come through, which dropped the humidity a little bit today. And we have a much bigger cold front that's going to be coming for tomorrow. And then we have a warm sector, which we may wind up getting into. So there is a warm front off to the west. Taking a look at the satellite today, we had clouds, and then the clouds kind of cleared out, and we had kind of a nice really late afternoon, like after 4 o'clock. But I did actually go locally to this park along Shelter Rock Road here, which did have some color. Nice little lake there, and you can see there's some nice colors there. Those are sweet gum trees. So taking a look at what we got going on outside right now, looking at the current conditions, we are in the mid-50s. It's cooling off. You see West Hampton is already down to 43. Everyone else, generally 52 at Islip. 52 at Islip. The city's holding on to the 60s, of course. And 50s also. Looks like Jersey also dealing with, not quite as cool there, 51. So let's take a look and see what the weather has been like at West Hampton over this weekend here. So let's see what they got up to. So it looks like they got into the upper 60s today. So we were still above normal. Yesterday we were above normal as well. It was a pretty mild day yesterday. Low this morning at West Hampton. Yeah, it got down to 42. So it got pretty cool at West Hampton, even though we had a fog develop, actually. A fog. Yeah, look at that. They had some dense fog there being reported when the air temperature hit the dew point. But as far as yesterday goes, it was also pretty mild. We got into the 60s as well yesterday as well. Actually up to almost 70 degrees yesterday, so it was pretty warm. And we had fairly clear skies except for a little patchy cirrus. Other than that, it was pretty clear yesterday. And today we had more of the clouds, then it cleared out, like I said, later on. So let's take a look and see what we have coming up this week. So let's take a look and see what we have coming up this week. And as you see, we have a cold front coming through. So, see, this is the big cold front coming through right here. And there is some rain off to the south. That's where most of it will stay, but we do have a small chance of showers for this weekend. So let's take a look at the North American view here on the jet stream. And you see there is a trough that will be coming through here, and that will bring in some much cooler air as we get into this week here. It's going to be much cooler for this upcoming week with this trough. You can see kind of a split flow in the jet stream there. Jet stream's still kind of disorganized, as you see. So let's go take a look at the upper air pattern here. So as you'll see here, our upper air, we see that trough coming in. That's a pretty deep trough, so it's going to bring in some pretty cool air. But then we have some ridging starting next week. So the cool down will be, just this week, and then it kind of lets off a little bit. So if we look at the surface here on the GFS, you will see that we have that chance of showers tomorrow, but then we have nice fair weather, high pressure built in for the weekend. We'll be dry for the entire week. In fact, the next chance of rain, who knows when that will be? So probably not until toward the end of the month. So tomorrow we'll have the chance of rain, and then that'll be it. Let's go to the drought monitor, see if they updated that at all for our area. This was at October. Nope, that's old data. Not even going to look at that. All right, so let's go in close here. We'll look at our temperature anomaly chart first. So as you see, here comes the cold air coming down, and it really shoots down to the southeast first. But we wind up being below normal too, and we'll be below normal for a while until we get toward next week when the temperatures start once again getting above normal. So let's take a closer look, and we'll go to the HRRR now, and we'll look at the 0Z HRRR. And you'll see here we have a couple of scattered showers that will break out tomorrow in the early part of the day there. You see a couple of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm, and then another batch of showers and thunderstorms develops in the evening. This one looks like it's off to the west because the way this front is oriented, I don't think we'll see any severe weather. I see a little bit of a V, but we'll have to see. But there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night. It is small, but it is there. And then there's another like little wave that's going to form along the front that might give a little more heavier rain to the east end around midnight or so. And then that moves on out of here for your Tuesday. All right. So let's take a look and see how much rain this is. This is going to give us. Probably not all that much. Let's see. Yeah, the east end would wind up getting it, and actually hardly gives Nassau anything. The east end winds up getting some, maybe a half an inch to maybe as much of an inch of rain. It all depends on where these storms develop. We will have to look at the Cape levels and stuff like that as well. Dew points. This is the next thing that you'll see big differences in. So you notice today that the dew points dropped. If we go back to the weather and hazards map, you will notice that if we looked at the conditions at Islip, for instance, the dew points had dropped from this morning. So you notice if we roll this all the way back to this morning, you'll see dew points were in the 50s, but then they dropped into the 40s as that drier air moved in. We actually had, like I said, a little cold front come through that actually brought somewhat drier air and gave us those nice skies in the late afternoon. You'll notice that dry air stays in place for a little bit longer, but then we start seeing the humidity increase as we head into tomorrow morning with the rain chances, and you'll see you'll see more moisture in the air. Feel it a little bit with the southwest winds, and those winds stay southwest until around 10 o'clock, and then we start seeing the wind shift to the northwest behind the cold front, and then west for your Tuesday, and that's going to bring in a big change in the weather. When we look at the temperatures, you see it there already. So overnight, we'll probably see lows drop back into the 40s already because the Pine Barrens are already there. Probably a lot of us will be around 50. And then tomorrow we'll warm up, though the sun will not be out. We'll probably warm up into the mid to upper 60s. And then you see tomorrow night, there's that cold front coming through, dropping temperatures down. And by Tuesday morning, if you're in Jersey, you're in the 40s. The east end of Long Island still holding on to a little warmth. And then as we head into Tuesday, you'll see we're only going to make it up into the upper 50s. That's going to do it. And it's going to be much, much cooler to come. So if we look at the GFS here, and we'll show you the dew points and wind directions on that too. You will see here that we have that much drier air coming in. There you go. Dew points down, drop possibly below freezing. So this is pretty dry air. Westerly breezes. They become a little more southwesterly by Wednesday, but more or less westerly. And that, west-southwest, but it's going to be a dry, air mass. You see, look at those low dew points. So it should give us some nice skies. And we're still in that dry air mass come Friday with that west-southwest flow. So let's take a look at our air temperatures. So as we look at the air temperatures, again, we'll only be making it to the 50s. Lows at night, probably getting into the 30s. Though we'll have to see if there's going to be any radiational cooling or not. If there is, it'll probably go below freezing in the Pine Barrens, probably 35 to 40. And then we're struggling to make it to the mid-50s on Wednesday. And then same deal on Thursday. And then we start moderating a little as we head toward Friday back into the 60s, and maybe mid to upper 60s by next weekend, and maybe even 70 by next Sunday. So let's look at the skies. And you'll see here, there's tomorrow we'll have plenty of clouds, but then you'll see they're clearing out. Personally in Jersey, you're probably going to have a nice, mostly sunny day. Clouds hang on a little bit more on Long Island. This is a low-resolution GFS, but you see plenty of sunshine Thursday as well. Friday, we may have to watch out for some more of the high clouds. So let's take a look at the RGM model, which is usually what I prefer to use for the skies. So here you go for your tomorrow, and you'll see here plenty of clouds, obviously. Maybe a peak of sun, maybe. But then as we head into Tuesday, you see if morning should be clear in New Jersey, and then staying that way, though there could be some clouds hanging on Long Island, especially the east end. But especially by late afternoon, I would imagine everybody is cleared out by then. And then for Wednesday, we should be mostly sunny as well. There could be a few stratocumulus clouds around. I think it'll stay mostly sunny and very nice. We just got to get through this rain chance for tomorrow. So let me go to the Ventus sky next, and we will look at the thunderstorm threat for tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be much Cape around, but let's go and take a look anyway. Not really much. There's a little bit of it, a little bit. What about lifted index? Yeah, all right. It does have some lifted index, so this is why there could be a thunderstorm tomorrow, perhaps. Scattered shower or a thunderstorm. Storm Prediction Center will be our last stop on this weather update. Let's see if they put us in any kind of alert for for tomorrow. Day 2 convective outlook. No, it does not look like that we are in any kinds of alerts for tomorrow. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching and have a good night.